Guess what? Yeah, I'm back. I did say I was coming back, so I'm here. Wait, 1 second. That was cutting in. Yeah, so tonight's topics: Newcastle United. Hey, we got the first person. Get in there. I was going to sing the rest of What's Going On, but there's a problem. I've only got that much written down. It is what it is, though. Now, as I said earlier, and as I have mentioned in description, beg my pudding. It was not me, it was my pudding. Yeah, as I was mentioning earlier, yeah. I came on earlier this afternoon because I'd seen Matty Renton, fellow YouTube channel, Magpie Channel TV. Out. Now, I felt sorry, which is why I did mine. We shouldn't be that way as supporters of Newcastle United. We have to unite together. Adam Pearson has done his video sometime this afternoon. I haven't seen his yet, but apparently there's something about going on strike on his wording. Why? Why are you going on strike? Or why is somebody going on strike? If we're not good enough as a club, Newcastle United, if we are not good enough and not as ambitious enough for you, surely the 52,300 who come to the cathedral on the hill every match day, that roar inside St James's Park, is that not good enough? Is it not? And a couple of things which I mentioned earlier and in previous live streams is this. Are we staying at St James's Park for one, which I'd love? Or are we moving? Nobody knows a thing. We've got Bert Wynn. Very good evening. We got Joseph. And we have somebody else. Sultan Swing. Okay. So, yeah, thank you for being here. Thank you very much. And just thought I like to do a bit of music at the beginning just to settle you all in or blow the cobwebs out, whichever. But this is important. This badge, yeah, that's important. And when I was singing, "Are You Brave Enough?" that was to our supporters. Now, you see that there? It's the same on both sides. But I'm going to ask a local company if they can take everything off the other side of that on the wall and have it like a mirror. Right. Flick that switch. Turn that off. But yes, seeing fellow YouTube channels who, I mean, I respect them. Massive respect. Anybody that goes onto YouTube, it is very hard. Joseph is saying Man U is better. Well, that's your opinion, mate, at the end of the day. That's your opinion. But yeah, disheartened to hear another view, which is possibly a striker has said, I don't want to play anymore. I mean, to play in front of 52,300, you're immortalised. You are, but when the crowd starts singing your name, they took you to heart. And that means a lot, So, yes. I'll stick you there a second. Chat seems to have frozen. Yeah, I think it has. But I'm not going to stop because things have to be said, including Newcastle United's wage structure. Smash it to pieces. We want to be at number 1 in the Premier League. Well, you're not going to do that with old Mike Ashley's sayings, and I hate saying that man's name. I hate it. But we're still under the same wage structure. Why? And fix the problem immediately. You see, players like Harvey Barnes loves to score goals. Anthony Gordon, you've seen his reactions. Bruno, yeah. Alexander Isak, Jacob Murphy. That is a picture of a lot of people who scored goals for Newcastle United, and I want them to continue scoring more goals. So fix the problems behind the scenes. New contracts, new wage structure. We're never going to get relegated. It's just not going to happen. That would be like, saying Manchester City, douche, out the Premier League. It's never going to happen. So what I want to see is this: better treatment. Don't treat us fans like we're idiots. I mean, we are in pre-season. We've just lost our first game, and to send, from what Matty said, to send Alexander Isak home because his head's turned, unturn it. We have his contract. Think for 3 years. Come on, snap it. Snap out of it. Because if you don't snap out of it, come the second week of August, you're flapping around because you need players in. I personally, I want 6 new players at St James's Park. Am I going to get that, Newcastle United? Am I going to get that? This coming season, you know, with this ballot system, how many people are going to miss out seeing Newcastle United at St James's Park? Are we moving? Are we staying? Yeah. These are things, as a Premier League club, you've got to be on top of. You're a world-class business, and yet everything's hush, hush, top secret. While our targets are going that way and that way to other clubs. You want to be number one? Be number one. You want a player? Get it done. Don't ask. Get it done. Whoever it is. You know, when you're saying this, what you're saying currently, for one example, just one, Ekateke, yeah, you're saying you put a bid in for this and then you go to this. Teams wanting to be and who are at number one, they don't do that. They find out what the fee is, so they get the player signed and they pay it. I mean, I've heard many things about Premier League tax and stuff like that, and you know, there's other taxes as well, which I'm not going to mention, but it is there. Cut through the crap. It stinks. You know, are we moving to a new stadium? Is the likes of Alexander Isak going to be on a comfortable contract and payment for his services of smacking the ball back in the net, which is what we're paying for? And I want to see this coming season him break last year's record. Jacob Murphy, I want to see him break his record. Harvey and Anthony, the same. That's what I want to see from my club. Because remember, we've got the Champions League as well. That's you're in the football window in the European continent. Everyone's looking at you. So all of these little bits, like players, heads turned and all the rest of it, snap it. Because I want us to be excited about this new season. Honestly, I wanted us to be excited. I've priced it up from 16-1, now 7-4. And that's for 4th. Gets you back into the Champions League the season after. But I'm not sticking with 7-4. Don't like the odds, so I'm not going to put money on it. But at least the same woman who gave me the 16-1, she also gave me the 74 as well. So that's positive. Oh yes. And soon there's going to be a co-host. Yeah. And she going to be sitting right there. Yeah. Lots of things to look forward to, including 3,000 subscribers or higher. I'd prefer the higher, but I'll take 3. New boxes open up. That means you come in and you can have your say. Keep it clean though, because they will cut the feed stream. Is it StreamYard? Yeah, I think it is. They will cut the feed, so keep it clean. Yeah. My apologies. Right, what we got? We got 29 people here, and we have none of them. Can we please address that problem? So, what I'd like to see as we move forward in the next 2 to 3 days, I want to see if I don't want to hear about Liverpool saying to Frankfurt or any other team they're putting a bid in of a little bit more. No, cut them off at the pass. Cut them straight off at the pass and say, well, if you're going to offer that, here, there's the money. Come here, lad. Right? Then he can meet up with everybody else. And as we prepare for our first game, which is away, I'm sure it's away, our first game of this new season, let's get the opponents, get the 3 points, and try and score as many bloody goals as possible. Yeah? Sorry to everybody. Chat seems to be rock solid frozen because Joseph's the last comment. Bert is there. Tommy Gunn is there. So it to me it seems as though it's frozen. Apologies for that. Bit of a frog in my throat. But yeah. And I want to see whatever's happened with Alexander Isak, Eddie Howe, Jason Tyndall sorted out immediately. Get Alexander Isak to Glasgow if you're still there. Get him there and say, right, I hate to inform you this, but you're a Newcastle United player first and a Sweden player second. So get your backside on that plane. We're going to Seoul and then we're going somewhere else. And if somebody comes in with an offer which is obscene, we'll tell you. But until then, you're playing for Newcastle United. And hopefully they'll not keep it ultra secret. They'll like blurt it out. Because what I want to do is a twofold message from the club saying to other players, potentials for the next transfer window, what our intentions are. Move this season with intention to do one better than we did last year. We had the Carabao Cup last year. Let's do 2 cups this year. Yeah. Let's go for the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. Yeah. That's my feelings anyway on it. And the hope is that Isak joins back up with the squad and we'll move on. And one thing I do want to see is whether it's Jamie or His Excellency, sit his act down and turn around and say, right, there's your offer. Sign it. And then closes all doors. And then everyone's happy. Now, got 23 people here currently, and I got 1 like. Do you not like my content about Newcastle United? Yes or no? Because you're going to get more of this. You're also going to get, there'll be the usual 11:30 and 7 p.m. But you're also going to get behind the scenes, which is Seeking You in Nottingham. And when the other person sends me the material from Geordie Nation, you get that as well. So I think that's a bonus, a plus. So we've got 30 here. How I get the likes up. Anyway, I wanted goals yesterday. I wanted to hear what Eddie Howe was going to say. Celtic TV decided that wasn't going to happen. So I missed that bit. I missed the end part as well, where he does the message to the fans afterwards. So I didn't see that either. But that's Celtic TV for you. So I want at least another 5 players through the door. Whether we get Wisa, don't know. Good player, but so is Easy. Easy of, is it Brentford or is it Crystal Palace? Not Crystal Palace. Easy, I think, up front with Alexander Isak. But isn't Anthony Langa also like, well, I know he can score goals, but isn't he also like striker caliber? Because that's what I'm thinking. I want loads of options. I mean, we do have William Masula, and the hope is in Europe, I'd like William Masula to get at least 2 goals in Europe. Jacob Murphy, 2 goals as well. Well, actually, if all the players get 2 goals in Europe, I will be outstanding. Yeah. Well, you know what I mean. But that's what I want to see. And I think that if we can like get out of our first group into the knockout stages, that's going to be epic. That's my first goal for the 25-26 new season, for Newcastle to get out of the first group in Champions League and into the knockout round. Right, okay. So I've been going 30 minutes. Now, I spoke about lots of different comments. You already know seekingyou.org is going to be available 29th, as well as geordienation.co.uk, also the same day. And the Mighty Magpie Show is next month with Magic Light. That's going to be 10 minutes. So you get a 10-minute video I've just got to write the script for every single character in it. And no, I'm not going to use Chat GB. Is it P or T? Not sure. But that chat thing, I'm not going to use that. I just want it to be very, very funny. And also, just so you know, there are currently 64 pictures to be converted to NFT. A lot of the pictures are related to our club, and those ones that are related to the club, they are going to be gifted to the club by a vehicle. Okay, and that is because I want to have a little part of Newcastle United. I mean, in the bookcase, I do have that. Yeah, I do have. And for those of you who don't believe, here we go. I'll show you it. I'm gonna guess something here. Okay, I'm gonna guess something. Do any of you have books at home? Any kind of book. Reading's good for you. But here is English poetry. Yeah. This is volume 2. But to those people, and there is few, voila. That is a small share of the club, and its date is the 21st of May 1997. That is one of my treasures. That there. When that previous owner turned around and did his mandatory buyout, that doesn't mean because of his mandatory gobbling up of all the shares, but he never got his hands on that copy. Never. That's the same thing with my Pink Floyd ticket. Earl's Court. Nobody will ever get that because I was there. And yeah. So 38 of years here, and I have one leg. Shocking. But the main points I'm speaking about are valid. Are we staying at St James's Park? Are we moving to another new build? Players' wages need improvement now. Third is players' heads being turned. You are contracted to, and you play for Newcastle United until you are told otherwise. Should be the way it is. Not Liverpool, not Manchester City, not Arsenal. You play for Newcastle United. And I think over years and years, when players' wages have gone that way, I think they forgot that. You know, when you think about this, right? We sing about our footballers. Anthony Gordon, Sandro Tonali, Harvey Barnes, Anthony Gordon, Alexander Isak. We sing because we want them to smash that ball into the back of the net. That's why we sing. Because we worship. We are in our cathedral. And when you're in church, religiously, sometimes you sing what they call it, man. Can't think. But they do. And we're coming to a new season. Brand new. I want 2 cups. And I will try another bootmakers to see if I can get a better price for top 4. But I want our club to also show not being so secretive. You're not MI5 and you're not MI6. So give your heads a shake and apologise to your base. Because it is currently, as I sit here right now on a Sunday, it's the 20th day of July. And we have 1 player through the door. Correct it and do it now. Thank you for watching. To all of you new here, sorry, chat has definitely frozen because I've been here 38 minutes. But what I'm saying had to be said. I don't live in Newcastle, but this is so, it's in there. It's in my heart. That's where the passion is. That's why every time I come up to St. James's Park, I got a croaky voice the next day because I've been belting out the tracks. Whether it's blading races, when we're in the cup, tell me, ma'am, I won't be home for tea. We sing them in a cauldron. Sorry. But it's for our players to lift them up and say, go get him. They score a goal, go get him. That's what Kevin Keegan used to do. If they score, then Murray will go up the other side and score twice. This is the mentality to take our club, Newcastle United, right to the top. Look at it this way, right? We've had 4th, 7th, and 5th. When nobody thought that. So why not go for 2nd? And then when you've got 2nd, you push to get to the top. Just my thoughts. So, thank you all for coming. And 22 of you here. Thank you very much. And see you tomorrow, 11:30, and at 7 p.m. Hopefully, there may be other lives in the day. There might be. It depends if those other 5 players decide to pop up 1, 2, 3, 4. You know what I mean? For their medical, etc. Thank you.